You're looking at the official Eddsworld website, as it existed in 2012. By using the Wayback Machine, we can see all the previous versions of any website, assuming it was documented at the time. Eddsworld.co.uk went offline in 2012, until it was revived in 2017 with a new design, but we can look back through the old website in all its outdated glory. It truly is a time capsule of a bygone era. If you can manage to wade through the choppy user experience and potentially lower security of browsing through the Wayback Machine, the website is a fascinating place for anyone with even the slightest interest in Eddsworld and its history. A lot of people might be interested in the blog section, where Edd would update the world with information about his upcoming animations and general goings-on in his life. It's a surreal experience, to say the least. There is a lot to look through, but the most interesting part of the site, in my opinion, can be found in the Stuff tab. More than 100 random drawings, comics, GIFs, GIFs, puns, and paper crafts, indiscriminately compiled into one huge list in chronological order. Pen and paper sketches find a home between commissioned art pieces and incomplete ideas. In essence, this webpage is Edd Goulds' digital sketchbook. Now, not all of these were created by Edd himself, let me make that perfectly clear. This artwork in particular has a few credits, but almost none of the pieces have artist signatures, so I can't be sure about what is his and what is just fan art that's been sent to him. Most of them do look to be in Edd's style, so I will be treating them all as his original art, but deepest apologies if I falsely attribute any of these pieces. It's also worth noting that many, if not all of these artworks have been documented in other places. The team is also working to create a more accessible public archive for old stuff like this that I will talk about towards the end of this video, so hopefully this stuff will become easier to access for everybody and it won't be so hidden. But for now, nowhere else on the internet can you find such a complete collection of Edd Goulds oddities. Given the scrapbook nature of the library, there's not a lot of coherency between each piece, but there are several interesting patterns that I wanted to talk about. Edd liked to draw himself in cartoon version a lot, whether it be through realistic or unique art styles, creative interpretations of himself and his character, or just putting the character in different funny situations. He also did a lot of drawings of people in his life. They may be his friends or his fans, I can't actually tell most of the time. I recognise a few of them, but others are completely unknown to me. One could argue that this collection is as much Edd's world as any of the animations we're familiar with. An artist and his creations coexisting without any regard for reality, without the constraint of narrative or continuity brought about by the show. You can get a sense for the things that Edd liked and what was popular at the time in that late 2000s, early 2010s culture. You've got this Doctor Who illustration with the 11th Doctor style logo, there's Edd's original DS case with doodles to make it more personalised, there's this drawing of Alcho, a million British points if you recognise this guy. Then there are the rough sketches that would later become polished art that we're all familiar with, alongside drawings and GIFs of things that appeared in the show. If you ever wanted to know what a mongoose in a monster truck looked like, well, here you go. These are probably my favourites from the collection, the doodles and illustrations of random character designs. Not posed in any particular way, not doing anything particularly interesting, some of them aren't even 100% original. They're just really awesome creative designs from a creative mind. It says a lot when just a simple pencil sketch can bring about so much character. And a lot of these images are just photos of pencil sketches. The photography might be crude, but you can still appreciate what's being done here. Sure, a lot of these artworks are digital, but any medium can be art if you try hard enough. Some paper, some cardboard, a piece of cloth, a dead light bulb, a pumpkin, some snow, the exterior of a building even. A great mind can look at their surroundings and see beauty in everything. The best artwork is created with limitations. When you're limited in some way, whether it be with a budget or by the constraints of a medium, you're forced to find creative new solutions to things. You don't need the most expensive, up-to-date professional software to make things. A good chunk of my recent videos were made using open source, free editing software, and for most people that is more than enough. Now I am actually using that editing software because I forgot to add in music when I was doing it on Premiere Pro, so now I've just exported the video and now I'm actually doing it on my laptop. Yeah. There's obviously a lot of merit to using professional equipment in the right setting, and there is a point where inadequate tools do nothing more than to constrain you, but if you're watching this video on a device that you own, you have everything that you need to create something beautiful. I've spent a lot of time looking through these old images, and doing this project has helped me take away two things. Firstly, I was reminded of the importance of creation. Just creating artwork for the sake of creating something. Artists always want to make money off their work, and rightly so, but it is essential to remember the joy that can come from making things. Speaking from personal experience, there is nothing that gives you quite the same feeling as putting on some music or some cartoons, sitting down with some felt tip pens, and seeing what your brain can put onto paper. I'm no Picasso, obviously, but I've spent so much time doodling that I've halfway filled up the pinboard in my room with illustrations. I'm making this video right now at the start of 2021, right in the middle of the UK's third national lockdown, and it's had me feeling pretty down about things recently. But sitting down just to make this video has had me feeling in a pretty great mood, and doodling has me feeling pretty much the same. If you're new to creating things, they won't be good, but that's okay. Even if nobody ever sees what you make, even if you know you aren't any good yet, it doesn't have to be good, it just has to be you. Draw what you like, however you want, and enjoy the process of creation, and eventually you will get better. As much as I hate the cliche of practice makes perfect, you'll start realizing what makes something good, and where you can improve. My second takeaway has been in learning the importance of archiving. I think we can all find value in this museum of creativity, but just to think this would have all been lost if it weren't for the internet's obsession with documenting things. This will not be possible or even necessary for everybody, but if you can, try and keep all of your creations. Keep your sketchpad full of doodles, keep your notebook full of short stories and dumb ideas. Keep your camera with all your old movies and creative photography, even that old YouTube channel you've got knocking around. Keep them all in a folder on your bookshelf, back them up on your hard drive, post them to the internet if you feel comfortable doing so. Most websites nowadays give you the option of making all your posts private, or letting only people with a link see what you've posted. I think that's a great way to store what you've done. Make a private Deviant account or upload some unlisted YouTube videos. And if you think you're ready to share them to the world, then maybe make a few of them public and see what people think. And even if you don't, at least you'll be able to see how far you've come. You've probably noticed whilst watching this video the terrible resolution of some of these images, and unfortunately without the original file that can't be helped. The team has started an archive project on Twitter and Patreon where they share images from their backlog in their highest quality. So far I don't think they've shared much from the original blog that I'm showing, but the images they have been sharing have never been seen before, at least to my knowledge, and even the ones you might be familiar with are much higher quality than anything you can find on Google. And what is really exciting is that whilst I was actually working on this video, the producer came out and announced that they are working on an updated gallery section for the new Eddsworld website, and they plan to include a lot of the old sketches and stuff that they found in the archive project. So hopefully it won't be too long until YouTube will be able to look through Eddsworld's history. I actually applaud the team for what they're doing, and I can't wait to see what they find. So keep creating, keep making beautiful things, and keep supporting the people who make them by surrounding yourself with as much beauty as you possibly can.